OnePlus is renowned for its price-competent products. They offer really great performance without breaking your bank, but never have they been able to make a true flagship killer until now. This here is the OnePlus 6, and finally we have a true flagship killer from OnePlus. And this is my in-depth review of this sucker here after using it for a month. So without wasting any time, let's get started. Though the design of the OnePlus 6 hasn't gone through a dramatic change, it still is refreshing to the eye. With OnePlus using plastic at first and then metal, the glass approach kind of gives it a more premium feel. But with glass comes certain disadvantages like finger marks all over the body, micro scratches and chances of cracking when dropped. So to avoid this, I would highly suggest you guys to put on the case or put on a skin like I have done here. Check out Extreme Skins, links in the description, for a wide variety of skins for your devices, be it a smartphone, console, laptop or even other devices. Moving on, the buttons have been slightly repositioned. The volume rockers are towards the left, the power key on the right, and this time the alert slider is moved to the right, so that is above the power key. And I personally think this is the most convenient position as the thumbs can reach the slider easily. An added feature to the alert slider is software indicators which tell the user in which mode they are when they switch between the different modes with the slider. The camera bump on the back is still present, but luckily it is towards the center, so rocking it on the table will at least be symmetrical this time. Below the camera you have the crazy fast fingerprint sensor, and the position of it is also good. But the shape of it is not convenient as I end up touching the camera most often. Wish it was circular like the OnePlus 5T. Anyways, you have your trusted headphone jack, USB-C port with dash charging enabled, so this is the best charging method, period. And of course, a horrible mono speaker. Yes, so this is one of the weakest point of the OnePlus 6. The speaker on my OnePlus 5 was way better and way louder than the OnePlus 6. Now when you are outdoors, I would highly recommend you to have your earphones with you, else you are going to regret it. The OnePlus 6 is also water resistant, but there isn't actually any official IP rating like IP67 or IP68, so we aren't going to know how exactly water resistant this is. Now the OnePlus 6 doesn't have a 2K display or a 120Hz panel, but it definitely is a solid display. With AMOLED, the colors pop out, the viewing angles are actually really good, but make sure you calibrate the display according to your personal taste. Outdoor visibility is good, but never use it under direct sunlight as it isn't too bright. Now this sucker here has a 6.3-inch display with an 83% screen to body ratio. Now all this looks really impressive, but to achieve this you have a goddamn notch. To be honest, I'm not a huge notch fan, but luckily OnePlus includes an option to hide it, and since this is AMOLED, it does a really good job of hiding it. But if you are going to embrace the notch, then you need not worry as it is not too big and you would probably not notice it being there after a few days of use. The notch has all your sensors, and it also has the front-facing camera which also does the job of face unlocking. Now talking about face unlock, it definitely is fast, but it isn't the safest. I leave a few videos linked in the description below so you can see where people show how they unlock their OnePlus 6 with pictures of theirs. So I highly suggest you go with the traditional fingerprint method most often. Powering this bad boy here is again top of the line internals with the latest Snapdragon 845, 6 or 8 gigs of RAM, Adreno 630 and fast UFS 2.1 storage. Everything like all actions that you do or the apps that you use or the background functions or tasks that are taking place are going to be blazing fast. Once you use this, there is never going back, and I say that from personal experience. And the biggest contributor for this blazing fast performance is of course Oxygen OS. Oxygen OS is the real deal here. It has a near stock Android experience, so that means it is not adulterated. It does not have any shitty bloatware, and best of all, OnePlus is now part of Google's quick update program, so you'll be among the very few to receive the latest Android versions once it is released. So now you are along with the Pixel series. But with the bezel-less craze, there has to be some way to navigate. And this time, apart from the regular on-screen keys, we also have gesture-based navigation. Since I like to utilize the entire screen, I've embraced the gesture method. And now I find it a little hard to switch back. But there are very little drawbacks, like to get to recent tabs, a long swipe is needed. Accessing Google Now is now voice dependent, so few things like this, if altered, could make the experience even more better. Now if you are concerned about long-term usage and how it will hold up, then you need not worry. I've been a OnePlus user for the past 3 years and my OnePlus X still works really well. The OnePlus 6 camera has received some minor upgrades. Now you got a better Sony sensor, a bigger aperture, and of course the much requested OIS. I have an in-depth video where I show the differences between the OnePlus 6 and OnePlus 5. So this is the differences between two generations. Make sure you check it out, as you'll be able to better understand how the camera has improved. But long story short, the area where the OnePlus 6 has seen improvement is in low light. Now with OIS and a bigger aperture, pictures turn out to be most appealing to the eye with lesser noise. And recently, after an OTA update, the front-facing camera has received portrait mode. Now it does a decent job, not the worst for a selfie portrait. Even though the camera on the OnePlus 6 isn't going to destroy the Pixel or the Samsung S9, I think it definitely does a good job considering how much you are paying for it. Now, on to the most important factor. How is the battery life? The 3300 mAh battery can easily take you through a whole working day, and that's all thanks to OnePlus's awesome software optimization and the AMOLED display. Now if you want to get the most out of your battery, then make sure you enable dark mode, which surprisingly helps you get that extra few minutes of usage. Now that combined with the crazy fast dash charging, you are not going to be searching for a power outlet anytime soon. So you will get a day's worth of charge with the OnePlus 6. Now all things aren't sweet for any device. OnePlus definitely had to make few compromises to give us this beast at a really low price. So here are the cons. The speaker could have been stereo, but sadly it isn't, and it is not loud either. So this actually really sucks. Wish OnePlus will fix this soon. There's no wireless charging, but that's just me nitpicking because I really don't use wireless charging at all, and hence I don't feel left out. And last but not least, face unlock is good but not the safest, so please use your fingers for that. Now with very little to grieve about, the OnePlus 6 is the best smartphone ever released by OnePlus. And yes, as I previously mentioned, this is a flagship killer, and let me tell you why. It has top of the line specs, really great performance, premium look and feel, a good camera, great battery life. But you guys may ask, don't other flagships have these? Yes, they do. But what are you paying for those? 60,000 rupees, 50,000 rupees, and sometimes even up to a lakh, and that is just ridiculous. Whereas OnePlus provides this beast for just 35,000 Indian rupees, which no other A-grade company can dare to do. And hence this is a flagship killer, and this time I am sticking with my words. Yes, this is a flagship killer. So hope you guys like this video. Make sure you subscribe. Thank you for watching, and this is Suman signing off once again. Catch you later.